back to another Weather with Sim live stream, my friends. I really do appreciate you guys joining my channel, and I hope you guys have all had a great Tuesday out there, and I hope you guys are still continuing to have a great evening. And I know going live today was not in the forecast, but I still wanted to go live today just to remind you all about what's to come as we get into the next few days, as we'll be tracking severe weather. We'll even be tracking the potential for even some flooding as well. Flooding is also going to be another concern as we get into the next few days, and we could also be tracking even more than just that, as we could even be seeing some more storm systems rolling on through by the time we get into the next couple of weeks, especially the beginning of our February. So we will need to watch this weather very closely, and the main thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be severe weather and flooding, as we'll likely be seeing that over the next few days. And so let's go ahead and start out on that. So if we take a look at tomorrow, today is not gonna be anything crazy, as there's no risk for severe weather in effect. But if we look at tomorrow, you guys can see how tomorrow we do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 threat for severe storms across parts there of Texas, especially areas anywhere from San Antonio, especially areas north of that area, all the way up there into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we could be seeing the potential for some pretty big time storms as we get into tomorrow. And even if it doesn't turn out to be as bad, we are still planning on going live tomorrow to especially warn you guys about day 3, which will be Thursday into Friday, where we actually got a slight risk for severe weather in effect for parts there, Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi, which will be the bigger day. I really was hoping that I would be able to go live on Thursday this week, and this is mainly due to the threat being a little bit higher, but I actually do have a really busy schedule on Thursday, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to have a ton of time to really do that. But hopefully I will at least be able to go live Thursday evening, because that's when I really have the time to go live if anything really does start to ramp up. So like I said, even though going live today wasn't on the table, I wanted to go live to let a lot of you guys know about what to expect over the next few days, and to also get your guys' minds ready for the severe storms and flooding to come during the next few days. And so yeah, definitely one of the reasons why we went live for today. And I also do want to show you guys the flood outlook. Starting off with tomorrow. For tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk for flash flooding across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Mainly those areas are looking to be under the gun for the potential of flooding as we get into tomorrow. Even areas like southeastern Oklahoma could still get some of it, but like I said, it mainly looks to be the Dallas-Fort Worth area that is going to see that potential for some localized flooding for tomorrow. But here's the much more concerning day, guys. As we get into Thursday, January 30th, that will be after tomorrow, we have a huge slight risk for flash flooding heading from Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially areas just to the east, all the way up there into the Lower Ohio Valley. This is going to be a pretty big concern. Now, even though we haven't seen a slight risk for flash flooding in a while, I think the last time we seen one was back in November. We still gotta really keep an eye on this very closely, as we are expecting anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall to occur in much of this area shaded in that yellow color. This heads from areas just to the east of Dallas all the way up there into the Lower Ohio Valley. So we need to make sure everyone is getting ready for this. Once again, even though we haven't seen something like this for some time, we still really got to be paying attention, as we could be talking about some pretty big storms, and we could even be seeing the potential for even some widespread heavy rainfall as we get into tomorrow, and I would especially say on Thursday. And if we take a look at that in full view by going over to the, let's look at the NAM 12K model, and let's go to the composite reflectivity type. You guys can see that as we get into tomorrow, supercells, even a couple of thunderstorms start to pop up across the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and those even continue to head up there into Oklahoma, Kansas, and as well as into Arkansas. After that, we continue to see that rainfall start to roll on through places like the Ohio Valley, which we will go ahead and switch regions so that we guys can see a little bit better. But places like the Ohio Valley are definitely looking to see some potential for heavy rain, possibly even a few thunderstorms mixing on in, as we will have a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of energy surging on in from the deep south, maybe around 1,000 joules per kilogram down there in the deep south, while up here where we're going to be experiencing the rain, we're only going to be seeing anywhere from 100 to right around 200 joules per kilogram. So not really looking at anything significant as of right now, but I do think we could be seeing at least a few rumbles of thunder with that rain as it gets ready to roll on through Thursday and as well as into Friday, and we might even see a little bit of snowfall unfold on the backside of that system, which is definitely something to keep an eye on very closely, as we could be seeing a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of cold air surging on in right behind it, which could definitely lead to the potential of possibly some snowfall in the Great Lakes region, which it would mainly be for areas like Minnesota, Wisconsin, into Michigan, Ohio. So that will be another area, once again, to really watch closely, as we could be seeing some widespread heavy rainfall by the time we get into your Thursday and as well as your Friday, which if you are going to be on the roads Thursday and Friday, which will be after tomorrow, make sure you use extreme caution when driving on those roadways, especially if you live anywhere from the Dallas-Fort Worth area all the way up there into the Lower Ohio Valley, where we are expected to see anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, possibly locally higher amounts. So this is one of the reasons why you guys should be paying attention, and of course using extreme caution when driving on the roadways, but only if you must go out. If you don't have to go out and drive around, then that would be a lot better choice. But once again, if you have to, make sure you use extreme caution when driving on the roadways, and try not to drive through those flooded road, guys. It's a very bad idea. No one should ever do that. Never drive through flooded roadways. It's worse than you think. And if you guys got any questions you guys want to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that, as it doesn't look like a lot of you guys have left anything down in the chat yet. And once again, anything in the chat is definitely welcome, as long as you're not spamming or doing anything like that. I'll definitely answer anything you guys leave down there. And if you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to give this live stream a thumbs up, as our goal is to try to reach right around 20 likes at the end of this live stream. So if you haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you give this live stream a thumbs up. I definitely appreciate it. Let's see here. Thank you, George, for joining my live stream. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so like I said, this is what we're going to be watching for as we get into Thursday and as well as into Friday. I also kind of want to look at the National Weather Service rainfall forecast. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and let's go ahead and look at your total rainfall for the next 1 to 5 days. That will be from now all the way to the end of the week. So we're pretty much looking at the next 5 days, and we are expected to get some pretty good rainfall right over here in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and even those areas around Dallas, likely to get anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, possibly locally higher amounts up to 4, as we are even seeing a little bit of orange starting to pop up. As you get a little farther to the north, even though we do have a slight risk for flash flooding in effect for even those areas like Paducah, the chances of us getting a lot higher rainfall are looking a little bit lower, but I still think we could maybe get right around 2 inches of rainfall across Paducah, Evansville, possibly even as far north as Louisville. So once again, something to still keep an eye on very closely, as we could still be seeing some decent rainfall totals up here in the lower Ohio Valley. But once again, most of that is going to be staying a little farther down to the south over here in southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and as well as northeast Texas, where we could be seeing anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rainfall. So I would definitely be paying attention if I were you, as some pretty good rainfall totals are definitely looking likely. Let's see here. Next Friday has a stormy outcome on February 7th. Yes. So we're talking about this Friday, where we're going to be seeing that potential of flash flooding. But if you want me to look at next Friday, which I can, next Friday we could be seeing maybe a winter storm rolling on through these areas, as some pretty good snow up there in the northern Great Lakes does appear possible. Areas south of the Great Lakes, like the Ohio Valley, points southward, will likely experience more of that rainfall. Now, even though the models are pointing out potentially another winter storm past the fifth day of February, I don't think that is really going to be the case, as models kind of been showing that every single model run, and even though they have, it hasn't really happened lately. So obviously take this winter storm with a grain of salt, guys, as this winter storm is probably not even gonna be a winter storm, as once again, even though models have been showing a winter storm, it's way too far out to really say exactly whether it's going to happen or not. But if I were you, I would at least be, paying attention. That's really the only thing we're going to need to do, is pay attention to the weather. And like I said, don't get too concerned about the system, as it is way too far out to really tell exactly what's going to happen. But once again, Friday definitely looking a little more certain, as we are not heading all the way out to the end of the mall run, and we are also seeing potentially some more rain rolling on through, which we will continue to watch very closely. And if you're just joining, we are continuing to keep an eye on the weather during the next few days, which we will go over everything one more time. We're still going to continue to watch some pretty interesting weather over the next few weeks, as we're going to be seeing some pretty big storms rolling on through. So I definitely would recommend keeping an eye on that. As the GFS model and as well as the European model do want to show some pretty good storms rolling on through over the next 1 to 3 weeks. So definitely make sure you are paying attention, as this could definitely be pretty crazy. Let's see here. Plus, the GFS showed severe thunderstorms as far north as Ohio and Indiana, so it's definitely very uncertain. Yeah, like I said, usually when you're heading all the way out to the very end of the mall run, usually models just want to show crazy stuff like that. That's not really stuff that's very accurate. Even though we're accurate, the models, appear to not be very accurate at all, especially when heading over 7 days out. Not really certain when you're heading that far out, but I definitely would once again recommend keeping an eye on it, though, as if we show you guys the European model, not the GFS model, but the European model, I do want to point out that earlier today, let's select the run beyond that. Earlier today, the European model was showing some pretty good lightning chances, especially as we get into February 7th, where we might be seeing the potential for some severe thunderstorms across Illinois, back over there into Missouri, even over there into Tennessee. And like what you said, severe storm filmer, if you're still here, Ohio could definitely see maybe some severe storms, but once again, this is way too far out to really tell exactly if it's going to play out like this, because if we take this forward a little bit longer, even if this were to happen, Ohio doesn't really look to see the worst out of it, given the fact that most of this energy is going to kind of be diminishing after that. So either way, Ohio and let's say like northern Indiana points northward isn't really going to get a whole lot. Maybe some stronger storms, but I'm not really seeing anything in the way of severe weather by the time we get into February 7th for those areas farther to the north. But we will definitely watch it closely. I think there's a little bit better chance that areas along and south of Indianapolis experience some severe weather. But once again, though, just way too far out to really tell exactly how it's going to play out, which we are mostly concerned about the flooding potential over the next few days. And once again, we will definitely try to go live for this as we get into Wednesday. And I really hope we can go live for Thursday, as Thursday, which is what the site risk for flash flooding that you see is going to be in effect for. We definitely will try to go live for it. It's just that I'm going to have a very busy schedule on Thursday this week, so I'm not really sure exactly if I'm going to be able to even go live on Thursday. But like I said, I hope I can, which the best chance of me going live will be Thursday evening, where I got less things to do. But I definitely do think we could be seeing once again some pretty big issues as we get into Wednesday, and as well as into Thursday, which will be tomorrow, and as well as the day after. And that's the same thing with the severe weather. If we look back over there at Texas, we do have a risk for severe weather, not only for tomorrow but also for Thursday once again, which looks to be the more concerning day, as we do have a slight risk for severe weather on Thursday, and we will know a little bit more detail about Thursday as we get into tomorrow. Let's see here. Just rain for my area on Friday, right? Yes. So just rain for your area. If you're talking about this Friday, you may see a little bit of, flooding issues depending on your location in Ohio. It looks like most of the flood risk is going to be out of your area, but if you live like down here towards Cincinnati, you might experience a little bit of flooding issues. But areas farther to the north, like northeast Ohio, Cleveland, those areas should mostly be out of the clear. But I still wouldn't rule out some decent rainfall totals. Let's go ahead and select the Ohio Valley, and let's select the NAM model, so that way we can show you guys the total rainfall from the National Weather Service. Or let's actually go over here, because once again, if you, depending on your location in Ohio, you may experience a lot of rainfall, but it looks like areas mainly down there towards Cincinnati and Dayton are going to be experiencing the highest rainfall totals, as we could be seeing anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. But up there towards northern Ohio, especially around the Cleveland area, I think most of that rainfall is going to stay a little bit more on the lower side of things, but we could still be seeing anywhere from half an inch of rainfall to right around an inch. So make sure you are paying attention out there, as we could be seeing some pretty big rainfall issues, even though it may not be the worst for you guys. And I really do appreciate you asking those questions down there in the chat. Let's see. I'm not really sure how to pronounce your name, but let's see, EDA. That's who I'm trying to say. EDA. I appreciate you asking that question. But yeah, if you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to give this live stream a thumbs up. Hoping we can try to reach right around 20 likes before we end this live stream. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing over the next few days, including Friday. But if you guys are wondering about the future, which we can show you guys one more time, future could definitely be a little bit on the wild side of things, as severe weather could definitely be on the return again, and might not be, once again, it might not be anything like what the malls are showing as of right now, especially when you head really far out, but I definitely do think we could be seeing some pretty big storm systems rolling on by, so make sure you are keeping an eye on it very closely, as we could be seeing the potential for some severe weather as we get into the beginning of February, especially around the February 7th time frame. Let's see. Is there much wind coming with this on Friday? The low level jet is 50 knots. Yeah, there is gonna be some winds coming with the system. I don't think they're gonna be very strong, but I do think they could still be pretty gusty. Let's go ahead and check that out. I have not looked at the winds yet, so I'm not really sure about that, but let's go ahead and check that out though. Let's check out these wind gusts. So, wow. Oh my gosh, yeah. So yeah, wind gusts are definitely going to be very gusty for sure. Wind gusts rate around 50 miles per hour, potentially unfolding anywhere from Indianapolis all the way up there into the Great Lakes region. Like I said, I'm really surprised to see the winds really getting quite strong out there with the storm system, and maybe even some 40-mile-per-hour winds as far down south as Lexington, Kentucky, and then most of that should diminish by let's see, by tomorrow. And then once again, you'll start seeing that rainfall as we get into Friday. So like I said, you will see wind from the storm. It will just be out ahead of the storm than seeing it with the storm. So you're pretty much experiencing that wind right now, severe storm filmer, but by the time we get into Friday, that wind will be over and you'll start experiencing the rain part of the storm. So yeah, that's going to be the forecast. Let's see here. Was the weather in Georgia and Florida in the past 2 weeks caused by global warming? That's a really good question. We can't really tell exactly what's causing all of this crazy weather, but most people want to say that it is caused by global warming, just because that's like the most ridiculous thing that has been happening over the past couple of decades, and we're still trying to figure out if that's what's really causing all of that. Some people are even saying that it could even be fossil fuels, which I think fossil fuels is actually a little bit more accurate, because the carbon dioxide kind of acts like a layer in the upper part of the atmosphere, kind of traps the heat in Earth, which is kind of what people are thinking is causing global warming. But even though global warming may be happening, winters are still expected to be really cold, and some people are even saying that global warming could even be making winters colder and summers hotter, which may seem strange, but that's kind of how it's been, where winters have just been getting colder and summers have just been getting hotter. It's kind of crazy to think about. Let's see here. Is there evidence of cooling in the atmosphere? Yeah, like I said, it looks like global warming could also be making winters really cold. That's probably the most likely thing we can say as of right now about if Earth is really getting cold or not. And once again, it's kind of hard to really tell exactly what's causing a lot of that, but I definitely do think it's probably by global warming too as well, which is what's causing Earth to not only get warmer, but also cause the winters to get a lot colder. Let's see here. Thanks for joining, DD. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, um, we are gonna also be tracking some. Let's see. We're also gonna be tracking some pretty big rainfall totals. Let's go ahead and look at our total snowfall and also our total precipitation, which is also what I want to look at. Starting off with your total snowfall, even though it does not look certain that we're gonna get a winter storm, just wanted to point out that we could maybe see some snowfall across the northern Great Lakes. I don't know why in the world the NAM model is showing that over there, but I definitely do think we're going to have some pretty good chances for snowfall up here in the northern Great Lakes. And once again, I'm not really sure why the why Iowa is shaded with snow right there, which is kind of crazy with the NAM. Let's look at another model to see if it shows that. See, NAM 3K model also shows snow in Iowa. That's kind of crazy how the how both of the models are showing snow in Iowa. Maybe that means a few snow flurries. Like I said, I think Iowa is mostly going to be staying dry, but other than that, we're mainly expecting snowfall in the northern Great Lakes region. Let's see here. Do you think we are having more muggy summer now on because of global warming, humans causing the warmer climate? That's once again a pretty good question. Yeah, we could definitely be seeing more muggy summers, and most summers have kind of been muggy anyway, because we just been seeing a lot of those heat advisories, excessive heat warnings in effect. So it's kind of how most summers are anyway, because most summers we usually have quite a bit of high humidity around, and even if it wasn't as warm, we would still likely be experiencing muggy humidity, which would still make it feel extremely hot out there. Let's see here. Volcanoes can also be an issue. Yeah, for sure. Volcanoes may also be another player with it, but scientists haven't really been saying that it's volcanoes. Then they've been saying that it's like fossil fuels and heat from the sun and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's with the total snowfall. If we look at our total rainfall, we're going to go ahead and select a much bigger region so that we guys can see. If we look at our total rainfall, let's go ahead and use the National Weather Service for this. No, not the National Weather Service, I meant to say the NAM model. For the NAM model, if we look at our total rainfall using the NAM model, let's see. We are gonna be tracking some pretty good rainfall. Once again, anywhere from Dallas all the way up there into the Ohio Valley, where anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is definitely looking likely. The NAML wants to show a little bit more rainfall a little farther to the north, like in central Ohio, where it is a possibility that we may experience some isolated higher amounts in parts of Ohio. It's just that we're not expecting widespread amounts of around 1 to 2 inches. It's mainly going to be widespread amounts of anywhere from a half an inch to an inch across parts there of the Ohio Valley, with isolated higher totals of 1 to 3 inches possible, especially across the lower Ohio Valley. So we will definitely keep an eye on it very closely, and so we definitely will need to keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Do you think we could see some tornadoes this week? Yes, we are going to be tracking the potential for tornadoes. And if you haven't saw the Storm Prediction Center outlook yet, I don't know if you were here earlier or not, but if you weren't, here's the severe weather outlook, where we do have a marginal risk for severe weather for tomorrow. Main concerns tomorrow will be the potential for let's see if this will show it. Let's go ahead and go day 2. Let's go ahead and go there. We do have potential for some large hail across Texas as we get into tomorrow. Tornado threat, we do have a pretty small, but still can't rule out a brief tornado tomorrow. So yeah, definitely right about that. DDF10, we definitely could be seeing some tornadoes, but definitely not expecting anything strong. And then for the wind threat, we could be seeing some wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour. So something to keep an eye on tomorrow, but looking to be a little bit more on the marginal side of things. I think the bigger day is going to be as we get into Thursday, because once again, not only do we have that huge slight risk for flash flooding heading from Texas all the way up there into the lower Ohio Valley, but we also end up seeing that slight risk for severe weather across parts there of Texas once again, which definitely does look to be a much bigger day than what we've been doing with over the past couple of hours, because the Storm Prediction Center did not really have a slight risk in play, especially if you look at it a few days ago, but now they do, and this is definitely looking to be one of the days where we have a much higher chance of going live. It's just that I got a really busy schedule on Thursday this week, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to go live for this or not, but just in case I do, consider clicking that subscribe button and notification bell, so that way you guys don't miss out on that live stream, just in case I do go live. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you guys got any other things you guys would like to leave down in the chat, make sure to leave any other questions you guys would like to leave down in the chat, as once again, I will definitely answer anything you guys leave down there, and I really do appreciate your guys' support. And if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, make sure to give the stream a thumbs up and press that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it, and it really helps support the channel a lot. You are welcome, DDF10. But yeah, just another overview, just in case you guys haven't saw what to expect. Once again, tomorrow, we are going to be tracking the potential for severe weather, as we do have a small 5% chance for large hail. Pretty good chance for maybe a few isolated spin up tornadoes. Not looking likely, but definitely could see a few, so we will keep an eye on that. And then we could be also talking about some wind gusts of anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour as we get into tomorrow, which will be for your Wednesday. So now would be a good time to get on high alert for that. And then after tomorrow, for your Thursday, we do have a slight risk for severe weather, which is going to be the much more concerning day, as we do have a slight risk for flash flooding. So consider not going on the roadways if you are under the gun for either severe weather or flooding. Either way, you should not be driving on the roadways, as overall not really looking great out there. And that's pretty much what we're mainly going to be tracking. And like I said, might be tracking some more severe weather and winter storms as we get into the future. Not really much information as of right now to really tell exactly if this is going to be, something to really keep an eye on in the future. But if a winter storm or two does happen, we will let you guys know about it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we will continue to keep you guys updated with the latest, and so that way you guys don't miss out on any weather updates. Let's see here. I'm thinking about buying something from your merch store to help support your channel. That would be awesome. I um am still trying to figure out if I can make my merch even better than what it is right now by, creating a new store with like Shopify or something. Because as of right now, you could probably tell that I'm using TeePublic as of right now. And that's mainly because I haven't really earned a ton to really do something like that. But by the time I start earning more and my channel continues to grow, I might create my very own store on Shopify, which means I will really have some big time merchandise. And like I said, I would really appreciate that if any of you guys want to buy merchandise from my store, because so far I have not had anyone buy merchandise from my thing yet, and there's absolutely no need to if you guys don't want to buy any merchandise. But like I said, I haven't had anyone buy merchandise from my store yet, so I could definitely use that. I really do appreciate it, DDF10. But yeah, if any of you guys want to leave anything else down in the chat before we end this live stream, make sure to do that right now, as we mostly gone over almost everything about what we're going to be seeing over the next few days. And just to remind a lot of you guys, we are going to be tracking the potential for severe weather over the next few days, and we could even be seeing some more severe weather as we get into February. But we definitely, once again, could be seeing, a lot of that. So I would definitely make sure you are getting on high alert out there. Let's see here. How much have you earned from YouTube so far? Haven't really earned a lot. If you are wondering about how much I really earned, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and go to a different one. We're gonna go to my YouTube Studio page if you really want to know that. So for how much I earned so far, like I said, I have not earned a lot. The only things that I have earned from would be my members, as a lot of people been paying some pretty good money so far. I earned about $23 from everyone who's became a member so far, and some of you guys, especially let's see here. Silva Skills, especially Silva Skills, have donated super chats to me. And like I said, that's really all I've earned so far. If you guys want me to earn even more, once again, supporting my channel will definitely help my channel grow and help me earn more money. And so that's one of the reasons why to help support. Let's see here. Will March get cold for Georgia? So if you're wondering about how cold Georgia will get in March, let's go ahead and look at our seasonal model, because not very many of the models really go go over a month out, so we can't really tell exactly if March is going to get that cold for Georgia. But if you are really wondering about it, we can go ahead and show you that by looking at the European seasonal model and going to March. So for March, I think you're going to be trending above normal for our temperatures, as most of that cold air is going to start diminishing even more, and I think you'll even be above average this month too, as well, as we'll have warm ups from the Gulf of Mexico. And so yeah, you'll more than likely be warm, my friend. You'll more than likely be warm, as warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico is definitely going to have more room to surge on in, as a lot of the cold air is going to start diminishing. And once again, we are kind of in the time of year where it even starts to warm up quite a bit as well. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys joining my live stream here. If you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to give this live stream a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already to support the channel, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button, as our next goal is to try to reach 2,000 subscribers before spring. I forgot to let you guys know about that. And we're hoping we can get there before spring, so that way we can help get more people, safe. We want a lot of people to stay safe out there, and usually the more likes and subscribers we have, it usually helps spread the word out to more people, which is what we want, so that way we can help everyone stay safe. So yeah, once again, make sure you do that before you leave, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you all so much for the support and leaving all those questions. Some of them were very interesting, including the global warming. And yeah, hope you guys all have a great rest of your Tuesday out there. More than likely we'll be going live tomorrow. Still not sure about Thursday yet, but if things do really get going, and if I really do have some time, especially Thursday evening, I might try to go live again. So make sure to click that notification bell and subscribe button, so that way you guys don't miss out on those. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Tuesday out there, and as well as a great